and has to be and gets to be, right? Like
Yeah, it gets
we
to
have
be.
such an like honor to be in this life the way that we do. And I think that's where, when you talk about the fruits of the spirit, it becomes this place of existence that like nobody can ignore, right? It's an unignorable joy that you're talking about.
Yes,
It's an
yes.
unignorable peace
Mhm.
that transcends all understanding, even in the midst of a chaotic world. I mean, think about all the things that media would be throwing our way right now. And here we are talking about peace and joy and comfort. And it's not because we're neglecting
No,
what's happening to brothers and sisters across the world.
no.
It's the fact that they actually have access to have this same joy, peace, and comfort in the situation and predicament that they're in. I
Wow.
mean, talk about Holy Spirit. I
Yes.
think that's really where people forget the power that he has no matter the circumstance.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting that, the way that you get to serve is in regards to these people who are, pursuing one element of thyself, but every other piece, you're putting them, you're that alignment, that chiropractor, right? Putting them back into alignment in their pursuit of perhaps finances or security.
Yeah, it's so, I literally, the last company I was with, and I knew my days in the industry were wrapping up, but Lord wasn't calling me like to really shut the door. And so I was like in this tension of what's going on. And so I started noticing all the time, all of these Christian people in the industry of direct sales and network marketing. I was like, Lord, why are you calling so many of your daughters into this industry? And quite frankly, most of them are struggling.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? And so, you know, then he showed me how the industry is really founded on biblical principles: freedom, servant leadership, multiplication, prosperity, building community. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh. And then it was like, well, then why are they struggling? Because the enemy has had a foothold here for a long time. The enemy brings shame. Imagine that there's a kingdom path in network marketing. And when you really look at it biblically, it's very clear: personal transformation, freedom, multiplication, servant leadership, community,
Wow.
real life giving
Wow.
community.
So good.
Those are all powerful foundational tenets of the industry of direct sales network marketing. Now, it's been perverted by some out of fear and that self striving and performance anxiety. But the enemy does not want those daughters to rise up and really take hold of what God has for them. Because when you can see that He wants you to be a great light in the industry, so that not just so that you can pay a bill,
Yes. So
so that
good.
you actually prosper enough to
Yeah.
pour out to others and teach other women to do the same. Wow. So that is
Yeah.
really the movement. It's his movement and it's too big. I cannot begin to do it alone. And I see him moving in the industry. I see him calling. And so I just wait for him to keep bringing collaboration, because I know it's like daughters of the king in network marketing. Rise. Rise.
It's so good. And I never thought about that foundational premise of what they have cultivated and why it has worked so well. And I specifically think for like the women is that coming from a mothering perspective of like, we need that freedom, right? Like we need to be able to stand in the Proverbs 31 and wake up before the kids and do some of the things and then do it after they're napping. And like, we need to be multi-talented and multifaceted at every given minute. And it's an amazing industry to be able to do that.